Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the Capricorn solar season. It doesn't matter if you are at the right video right now. You can certainly just watch this introduction, which will tell you which reading is relevant for you, and then you can jump into that reading once you've watched the introduction and received the instructions for how to find which reading is relevant to you. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you and your vibration here with us. If you want to know how to get the most out of these readings and what it is really that we're doing here on a deeper level, you can check out my How to Get the Most Out of These Readings tutorial video, linked in the description and linked in this video as well. For those who are not new, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for playing this amazing game with me. As you know, I am here on this journey with you, learning alongside you and playing this wonderful game that we're playing with our spiritual support teams as we move forward. So just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate being able to bond with you in this way and be able to show up and serve you guys in this way as well. Now, if you want to support me and be part of my support system, there's many ways to do that. You can just comment on this video. You can share it with somebody you think it will align with. You can go ahead and like this video. You can also go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services, sign up for a reading with me. I do card readings and I do chart readings. Another way that you can support me is just send me a donation for this reading. I offer these readings free, but some people feel called to offer me a financial contribution based on the advice that they're getting here. So you can do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Links are in the description. So let's talk about what a solar season is. So a solar season is when the sun, the spotlight of our galaxy, is in one astrological sign for about a month. Now, this month is a little bit different than our calendar months. Usually it's from the 19th to the 22nd of one month into the 19th to the 22nd of another month. The current solar cycle that we're going to be in is going to start on December 21st, and it's going to go until January 20th. So when I talk about this, the month here, the solar season, I'm talking about that time frame between December 21st and January 20th. The solar seasons are an amazing time for us to spotlight one of the archetypes of the zodiac, wherever the sun is currently shining. It helps us to learn about this archetype by focusing on the solar Capricorns for right now, because they're the solar sign in spotlight. So look at people who have birthdays between December 21st and January 20th to learn more about this archetype. Those who are born under the sun in the sign that we're studying are always going to have their radiance, their power, and their gift expressed through the archetype that we're studying. Now we're going to get deeper into understanding where this shows up in our chart and how this influences us on an individual level when we get further on into the readings. But for the introductory video, let's now move into the energy and the archetype of Capricorn. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Capricorn is what's called the modality of Capricorn. It means like how the energy moves and expresses itself. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. As we're studying the zodiac, we can also learn that the study of the zodiac is the study of the seasons, okay? So all cardinal energies, what that means is in an initiatory energy, it starts something. All cardinal energies start a season, which means that they are the energy that happens at the solstices and the equinoxes. So in the Northern Hemisphere here on December 21st, we're going to have the winter solstice, which starts the season of winter. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it represents starting this energy of winter, again, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's still the start of a season. It's still a solstice as well. So we're talking about an energy that starts things, that gets things moving, that brings something new into our experience. Now, the element of the Capricorn is the element of earth. The earthly realm represents our physical world, the material aspect of our lives. So the things that we can touch, the things that are physical in our reality, that is represented by the earth element. And so as we begin to study this Capricorn energy, I encourage you to think about this solar month. What is this initiatory, physical, material vibration and energy? What does it mean to you? Remember, all of these discussions of archetypes and playing with the cards to get guidance for ourselves is really meant to guide us back to our own instinctive knowing that we have already within ourselves. So, what is your own intuitive understanding of what it means to be an earthy energy that gets things started? The archetype of the Capricorn is represented by the sea goat. So you have this image of this goat climbing a mountain and going up through like impassable passes to get to the top of this mountain. That's that achieving energy. That's that initiatory earth. It's really taking one step after another to go and achieve something. It's this sea goat climbing the mountain. But the sea part of it is that the goat can also transform into having a fin, and it can swim into the emotional depths of the ocean. So Capricorn is not just this climbing the mountain archetype, it's also this archetype that can dive deep and swim in the waters. The qualities of the Capricorn archetype are resourceful, very resourceful, able to use all the resources at its fingertips, all the material resources that it has at its fingertips available to it to really achieve whatever it is that it's looking to achieve. It's very determined. It doesn't give up. It just keeps going. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps taking steps to get towards that goal. And it knows that it may take a while, and it's not daunted by the practice of it's not daunted by the work that needs to be put in and the time that it might take. Patience is another quality of the Capricorn energy, of course, because Capricorn knows that it takes time to achieve those things that are worth attaining. It's very ambitious. You'll know a Capricorn energy and archetype because it just sets out to do things that are ambitious, that are a little bit more than the normal energies and signs of the zodiac are really aiming for. It really has this energy of like, I'm going to go get it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, and it doesn't matter how qualified I am now. I know I want it, and I'm going to get it. It's very ambitious. And it's also very responsible, very able to be aware of what's a waste of time, what is a great use of time, and it's very focused on achieving. So it's very responsible with the way that it allocates its resources, its time, and its being. It likes to know its own boundaries. It likes to keep those boundaries, and it likes to have its own value system that it stays within. They don't like failure. That's probably the shadow side of the Capricorn, is that it can be, failure can be very difficult for the Capricorn energy and archetype. And also it's got a bad reputation for being a little unemotional, especially in relationships, where relationships are more focused on what can I get out of the relationship than just the relationship in and of itself. Okay. So we are going to be talking about and focusing on in this reading, what area of your life are you going to be achieving something or focusing on an achievement within the realm of this solar phase. Now, the area of your life is going to be highlighted by which planet, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign is in Capricorn in your chart. You're going to watch every single reading for every single planet, including Pluto, the sun, the moon, or the rising that you have in Capricorn. If you don't have any of the planets, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, the reading that you will watch is the one that's called background Capricorn. Now, if you do not know where Capricorn is in your chart or which planets are in Capricorn in your chart, go ahead and watch this tutorial video that'll take you through how to understand and read and learn a little bit more about your birth chart information on astro.com. Link is in the description here, and it is popping up linked in this video as well. This is a necessary step into knowing which of these readings are aligned for you, because we're going to align the advice on what it is that you're achieving, and you're focusing what in your life are you really focusing on achieving in? Like, what is the theme? That's going to be shown by the planet. Now, the advice for how to get this achievement, what do you need to know about achieving in this area of your life that'll help support you with this achievement? It's going to come through the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. This is an amazing deck. It's so supportive. It's so healing. It's so good at calling us out on things that we may or may not be aware of. And it's very gentle, loving, and nurturing. So we're going to be going to this deck for advice. And we're going to be relating that to where in our life this energy shows up. So one thing that I also wanted to mention will be happening during this Capricorn season is Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will be allowing ourselves to review the communications in our lives. It's going to be going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and that's going to take us from the end of this year into the beginning of next year as we look at and review our communication realm. At the same time, once we get into January, early January, we're going to see Mars, which has been retrograde since Halloween. It's going to go direct. So we're going to get forward momentum in our actions and our reactions during this Capricorn season. And Mercury, our communication realm and our learning realm, is going to go backwards into review so that we can review what we've been communicating and learning and make a better plan for how to move forward. So as this Mars starts moving forward, we're still having this little bit of backwards momentum and review energy with the Mercury in retrograde. And then once things move forward in January for Mars and in January for Mercury, we're going to see things really start falling into place at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of Capricorn season. All right, let's see what achievement, energy, and advice is coming through for this Capricorn solar season. So this reading is for you if your ascending or rising sign is in Capricorn. So the ascending and rising sign is the sign that was on the horizon when we were born. It's a sign that was dawning, essentially, when we were born, okay? So the energy of the ascending sign, there's lots of different ways to interpret it. So please apply whatever understanding you already have about the ascending sign and consider the description that I'm going to offer. So for me, the ascending sign represents our appearance. It's like our first impression, right? Because that's what was on the horizon, what we were looking at when we first took our breath of this life, this journey. So it's our first impression kind of energy and vibration, but it's also our motivation for life. The ascending sign is like what we came here to be motivated by. Like, it was on the horizon when we were born. We were looking at it. It was our focus, okay? And so that's how I look at the ascending signs. So your ascending sign, your appearance and your motivation are expressed through the Capricorn archetype, through resourcefulness, through determination, through patience, ambition, and responsibility. Now, another thing that I've heard about the ascending sign that I subscribe to, it's in a book, You Were Born for This. It's a great book. I own it. It's an amazing thing, but if you're local, it's in the local library. But what it says is that not only is your ascending sign your motivation, but if you want to know where you're steering your life, here's what you do. You take the ruler of the ascending sign, so the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and you look at where in your chart Saturn appears. Okay, so where is Saturn in your chart? And you look specifically for which house is Saturn in your chart. That is the destination that you are motivated to go towards. Okay? So if you want to look at your chart, find out where Saturn is. Okay? Because again, Saturn rules Capricorn. And you look at which house it's in. And from the house, you learn about where you're steering the ship of you. Okay? Your motivation for life is this Capricorn energy, and the direction that you're utilizing your motivation to achieve, you're basically what you're trying to achieve in this life is revealed by the house that your Saturn is located in. Now, if you don't know the house system, you can just Google it. It'll give you like a little brief synopsis of the house energies, or you can watch my moon readings. My moon readings have a breakdown of the houses. You would just go to whichever house and just watch the small section where it's like first house explanation. Okay, you just scroll to that part and read that part, or whatever number house you're looking for. You can just get that information from that small part of the video. Remember, use the navigation bar. The navigation bar is your friend. You don't have to watch anything else that I say in any of those videos besides that small section. It looks like this, right? It's got the card on one side and it has the house description in the beautiful little rainbow here. Okay, so as we are tapping into this achievement energy, we're going to be asking our guides to let us know what we need to know about achieving in the realm of what we're motivated by. Like, how can we achieve that which we're motivated by? How can we achieve motivation itself? Like, we might actually be looking for motivation. Like, I need some motivation here, guides. Or it might be something about your appearance that you want to achieve. Like, you're looking to lose weight, or you're looking to show up differently in the world. You're looking to appear to people in a different way. Or it could just be this energy of, how can I achieve more in my life? Because again, this is the ascending sign, so this is what you're always kind of focused on. So how can you achieve in this area? Like, how can you achieve in achieving, basically? Let's find out. So if you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, I recommend you do that. You may want to pause this video to set a sacred space for yourself and give yourself time to really be open to the advice that's coming through here. Wow, interesting. Okay. So the card is mediumship. It says you have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. This is such a weird card to get in this position and in a public reading like this, because not everyone feels the same way about mediumship. So let me first say, if you're closed off to the concept of mediumship, that's okay. Let's rephrase to having a connection with your ancestors, okay? And you can utilize that energy because you have a natural ability to connect with departed loved ones, okay? Your ancestors are departed loved ones. So it doesn't have to mean you're going to be talking to dead people and doing readings for people based on the dead people that come to you and have messages, okay? That may be a way that somebody watching this is going to achieve in this life, okay? Especially if Saturn is in your, okay, let's say the 8th house or the 12th house, or it's close to Neptune, okay? Any of those would give extra potency to your ability to be a medium, okay? And it feels like this is really what I'm getting here too, is that in order for you to find motivation, your ancestors, their stories, their love for you, your connection to them is part of why you came here. And deepening that connection, deepening that understanding, achieving this relationship with your departed loved ones, again, we can say our ancestors, that is part of what motivates you. Part of why you came here is to maybe heal part of that ancestral line, to change the story of your family, to, you know, a lot of times in the spiritual community, we talk about transmuting karma, transmuting ancestral karma, right? So part of this advice could be guiding you to understanding what it is about your ancestor line, what traumas they've experienced that are you here to transmute. And this could be developed through having a conversation with them. So if you're comfortable with opening this door and diving deeper into the connection, here's a few ways you can do that. You can simply just sit with a picture of a loved one and just have a conversation with them like they were there. You can also do a writing exercise. I would have one color for myself and one color for my ancestor. And you can call in your guides. I always call in my guides to be with me whenever I'm doing my spiritual work. Okay, I ask them to protect me, ask it to be aligned with unconditional love. And I ask if I'm doing mediumship work, if I'm communicating with a spirit or an energy or entity unknown to me or not myself, okay, I will ask that that energy that's speaking to me be the energy that I'm intending to speak to, so that there be no deception involved, okay? But you can get a sheet of paper and a journal and just write out a question, you know, dear Aunt so-and-so, it's me, your niece, your grandniece. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about our connection. What is it that you're here to show me? Where's my motivation in life? What motivated you in life? Okay. And then just take the other colored pen and just let your hand write. Okay. As much as you can, try to get out of the way. What helps me to do it is if I feel that the energy of that person. Okay. And I just kind of let that energy do the speaking or the writing. But any way or ceremony or process that you have in your culture for connecting to loved ones, that is in focus this solar phase. We are asking you to find your motivation for this life through the connection that you have to the ones that you love. And your motivation may be to help others resolve the pain that they feel from the losses of their own loved ones and facilitate communication between that realm and ours. And it may just be that you're here to understand your ancestors more. You're here to connect with your departed loved ones on a deeper level and use those connections for motivation to move forward. Does that make sense? Let me know. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.